Hi, welcome. Thanks for joining today. Today's fly I'm going to tie is really productive on still waters. It's called a teardrop cormorant. Now everyone knows standard cormorants fish really well. This one is a slight twist. It uses an offset bead at the front of the fly, which gives it lovely movement and also gives it weight as well. Now the teardrop part of it is obviously the shape of the bead. It's narrow at the top and bulbous at the bottom, and that's what creates the wing movement as you pull it or figure of eight it. So the hook I've got in the vise is full and mill size 10 heavyweight champ. The offset bead is 2.8 in gunmetal grey. You can get them in black as well, which works well with the cormorants. The thread I'm going to tie with is centre fly, and it's 12/0 classic waxed. Now what I'm going to do is move the bead back a little bit and start behind the eye. So I'm going to get a base down for to locate that bead in position. So I'm going to make a small ramp just to get the bead so it's tight on that thread. I'll do it nicely, so we'll just tie that off. Now I'm going to take a tiny dot of super glue, put it on there, and then I'm going to locate that bead in the middle. Now with the bead, the way you put it, it can go on both ways. You've got a little hole at the front, you've got a little hole, which in this case you put to the back, and the larger hole at the front. Now make sure that you're happy with the position so you can see exactly where you want it, and that glue will keep that in position. You want it central. So then we'll tie back on behind the bead, and start to create the body. Now for the rib of the fly, I'm going to use a length of this black flexi floss for the rib. So we'll cut a bit of that off, get one strand. Now I'm going to leave a fair bit at the front because it's easier to get it cut off. So I'll do a couple of turns on that to hold it to the shank. Then I'm going to put a lot of tension on it and make it nice and narrow, slim it right down so it doesn't give bulk on the body of the fly. So we'll go down towards where the barb would be if it was a barbed fly, but it's barbless. So we'll get a hold of this front bit and then snip it off, and it leaves it very, very neat. So the body of this is this lovely red colour, dark red, very nice. It's Simplify, and it's holographic tinsel, 0.8mm. So we'll get a length of that, and we'll tie it in just with the rear, just before the flexi floss, and then we'll go all the way along back to the front. And then we'll stop about there. So we'll take our holographic and then just create our body all the way along. It's a lovely colour this, it shines through nice once you get the rib on. Take that along to the front, and then over the top. We'll snip that off, tie it down, and then we'll flexi, stretch it one round the back behind the tinsel, the first one, and then we're still pulling, keeping tension on to make it quite thin, and then we'll go up the body, and as we go up we'll release the tension to make the actual rib thicker as we go towards the top, and by the time we get virtually to the top there's not a lot of tension on it, so we'll take that over there. It gives you a nice rib with the red body shining through. Looks really nice. So we'll snip that off, a little bit of tension on, and then we'll put a half hitch in there, keep it sound. Now you can either, you've got two options, you can either varnish it at this stage or you can use UV. We'll put a little bit of varnish on. I'll normally do them in batches, so I normally cut that off and then I'll put the bit of varnish on and put them in the drying wheel and let them dry. I normally do maybe 6 or 10 at a time. So we'll you just want a thin bit of varnish along that body. You want that rib to shine, to stand out in the holographic to. So there you go. So there's the body. You can put that away to dry in the wheel, and then get a one out that's dried. There you go. So that's a dried one with the body on. Now we'll tie back on again, just behind the head. And we're going to use black marabou for the wing. Now some people use the tips of the marabou, but to be honest I like the movement of the side marabou. So I take about an inch of the marabou, pluck it from the stem along the side, and then cut off the bits that's been attached to the stem. Pull any excess marabou, the fluffy bit, out the end. It gives you easier to tie in. So I'll wet a little bit to give more control. Just give it a little, and then tie it down behind the offset bead. Now we don't need all this, like it about just behind the back of the, so nip it with finger and thumb and then just get it off like that. Looks more natural. Now to finish it off in front of the bead, I'm going to use this, a bit of this, and it's gel core, and it's microfits, just basically one little turn of this. It's only 0.8 millimeters thick, so it's not much at all. So I'll basically just tie it in there, and then just bring it round just one time, and then tie it over the top, tie it in. And then just snip her away. Then to finish it off, just a little bit of super glue on the thread, and then a couple of turns behind the bead, 3 turns, and then there you go. And there you have it. Now that got a nice wing on it. The offset bead moves the fly lovely. You can use it on floating line, midge-tip intermediates, let it go down, figure of 8, slow pulls. It catches a lot of fish. The body itself, you can change the colours as well. You can use green. I have some bodies already done in holographic green as well. So like that, I use they work really well. Mylar tinsel works well too, so get them tied up. Give us a shout, you'll catch plenty of fish on them. Let us know how good you do with them. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit the like and subscribe. It makes a big difference to the channel. And check out my other flies and fishing videos, please. Thanks very much. Cheers now.